All right, so I'm going to take you through a full body stiffness alleviation series for anybody who's sitting more often than not. One of the things I want to highlight is that this is going to be a sped up series, and the idea would be to do these exercises to a point that feels good for you. So maybe it's 6 reps or it's 12 reps, maybe it's 1 minute of doing work or it's 3 minutes of doing work. The idea is to almost distract your mind enough so that you're moving the entire time. Okay, so if you're sitting a lot, you're working on the computer, I would even argue that if you're standing a lot, if you have one of these standing desks, you're still going to benefit from this. First thing I'm going to encourage everybody to start doing is you take a towel or a blanket, you're going to roll it up so it's like a burrito, and you're going to put it below your belly button and above your pubic bone. Okay, so I lay down, I relax. Okay, and this is where you're going to start for about 1 to 4 minutes. I could get into the anatomy of why we need to do that, and maybe that's for another post, but that's really important because it's going to help to kind of relax a lot of the muscles in the front of your spine and hips that are constantly working and shortening when you're in that computer position or phone position or whatever position that you happen to be in, driving position. Okay, so from there, you're going to put your big toes together, your heels apart, hands in front of you, and you're just going to do something called a child rocker. So all I'm doing is I'm rocking forward and back. Again, my big toes are touching, my toenails are down, my heels are out, away from each other. You might do this for 1 minute, you might do it for 3 minutes. Okay, notice I'm keeping my chest up, my collarbones higher than my armpit. All right, I'm going to lay on my stomach, make a pillow for my forehead, and then just a couple of times, I'm going to pick up my right leg, lower it, pick up my left leg, lower it. All right, from here, bend your knees, push your knees down, lift up your butt, and take your arms out to the side. You hold. Okay, you press yourself up. Same thing as before, knees wide, big toes together, child rocker. So you can do these exercises in this order, or you could even take it upon yourself to break down the exercises into, A and B. Do A in the morning, B in the evening. All right, great. And then I'm going to stand up. Okay, it's really useful to have a wall. One of the things I'm going to do to help, quote, stretch my body is to activate my body, preferably in an eccentric position. So my feet are hips distance apart. I'm going to go partway down. I'm going to pick up my heels nice and high, and then I'm going to lean my spine forward, arms by your ribs. Okay, I'm driving my knees out. Maybe I sit a little bit lower. You want to feel like you have a good curve on your low back. All right, after 1 to 3 minutes, you stand up, still have a knee bend. I'm going to put my palms on the wall. You can either do one arm at a time. You drag the palm as high as you can, lower it back down. The moment you're met with any restriction or limitation, that's when you come down. You can keep your spine on the wall. You can let your spine be off the wall. Don't really care. The idea to alleviate chronic stiffness, first and foremost, is to get your joints moving. Ankle, knee, hip, shoulders, elbows, and then the 3 portions of the spine. Okay, maybe you do both arms together. Maybe you go into a cactus position. If your wrists can touch the wall, you go up, you go down. Again, I'm doing this quickly for you. I would be breathing intentionally as I move. So I might take an exhalation as I go up, inhalation on my way down. All right, great. I'm going to come off the wall. I'm going to put the outer edge of one of my feet against the wall, step my other one out to the side. The leg that's away from the wall, you're going to bend that hip and bend that knee. All right, same thing. My hips are really far back. My spine and rib cage is in front of my hips. And then I'm going to take my arm with the bent knee. I'm going to reach, touch that foot at the wall. Okay. I'm going to exhale every time I do it. For a little bit more, this arm is going to slide up and just try to stay up. So you're flexing into that one hip and knee over and over again. Okay, I'm going to turn around, same thing. Okay, so I'm flexing into my knee and hip. All right, then I step up. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to heel strike. Okay, so my right heel struck the floor in front of me. My ankle is pulling up, my toes are pulling back. I'm going to try and round my low back or try to bring my tail underneath my spine. All right, and then from here, I'm just going to start to reach my arms forward as my left leg bends. And that's one. Okay, so I'm trying to create distance between my pelvis and my middle fingers. You can even start to reach the opposite arm across toward the foot. Change sides. Okay, so one leg is staying extended, the other knee is going into flexion and extension. So we got flexion and extension. I'm breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and I'm breathing in. You're going to go to your wall or a chair, come to fingertips in what's called a flat back. So I send my hips back. All right, and I'm actively trying to rotate my femurs out, so I'm feeling my knees want to turn away from each other. Again, I have a strong curve in my low back. You're going to feel this in your spine muscles. All right, and you come up. Okay, back next to the wall, keeping your elbow as straight as you can, do a really big circle. All right, you do that a couple of times. Again, trying to move the joints without overthinking the process. If you came to me privately or to work with me, I don't know if I would necessarily assign all these movements to you. This is a very general answer for, I'll say, the average population who isn't working with a trainer. Okay. Again, all I'm doing is I'm getting all my joints to move within a capacity, within a range, not all of their designated ranges. Okay, last one. I'm about a foot and a half from the wall. I'm going to try and keep my heels down. Okay, all I'm going to do is slide up, chin touches the wall, and I slide down. I slide up, chin touches the wall, and I slide down. My heels are staying to the floor. All right, and one more that can be, feel good for some people. So I take the top of my foot behind me, and my toenail side of the foot is down. All right, I might just hang out. I kind of turn my hips in different directions. You want to make sure you feel balanced. So I'm a big fan of using the wall whenever possible. Okay, do the other side. Okay, so in addition to these several exercises you can do, I would also say try to change up the rest of your lifestyle habits, set yourself up for success. So if you're sitting for 6 to 9 hours a day, I might think about eating dinner standing up every other day or something like that to help the digestive process. Other things I would think about is if you're watching TV or a movie or something, lay on the floor, give yourself a small pillow, try to angle your television or your screen down to you so that your spine, especially the base of your spine, can relax a little bit. Self-massage is extremely beneficial. Hot shower, cold shower. My release points, trigger points with lacrosse balls, tennis balls, and foam rollers are also beneficial. Though, keep it simple for now. Think big, gross movements with your main joints, okay? And you worry about the nuances of your body when you have the time to really put into it. Otherwise, this is your self-care protocol if you're sitting too much. Thanks, give it a try.